simplify the deploying and the operation of Kubernetes at scale. Wendy, you're the expert on all of this, right? So can you take us through the scenario of how PKS or VMware PKS can really help a developer operate in the Kubernetes environment, develop great applications, but also from an administrator point of view, I can really handle things like networking, security, and those configurations.
Sounds great. I'd love to.
Let's dive into the demo.
Okay, our demo is VMware PKS running Kubernetes on vSphere. Now, PKS has a lot of cool functions built in, one of which is NSX. And today, what I'm going to show you is how NSX will automatically bring up network objects as Kubernetes namespaces are spun up. So we're going to start with the vSphere client, which has been extended to run PKS deployed Kubernetes clusters. We're going to go into PKS instance 1, and we see that there are 5 clusters running. We're going to select one of the clusters called Application Production, and we see that it is running NSX. Now, a cluster typically has multiple users, and users are assigned namespaces. And these namespaces are essentially a way to provide isolation and dedicated resources to the users in that cluster. So we're going to check how many namespaces are running in this cluster. And we're brought up the Kubernetes UI, and we're going to click on namespace. And we see that this cluster currently has 4 namespaces running. What we're going to do next is bring up a new namespace and show that NSX will automatically bring up the network objects required for that namespace. So to do that, we're going to upload a YAML file, and your developer may actually use kubectl command to do this as well. And we're going to check the namespace, and there it is. We have a new namespace called PKS Rocks. Yeah. Okay, now, it's that guy. Now, it's great we have a new namespace, and now we want to make sure it has the network elements assigned to it. So we're going to go to the NSX manager and hit refresh, and there it is. PKS Rocks has a logical router and a logical switch automatically assigned to it, and it's up and running.
So I want to interrupt here, because you made this look so easy, right? I'm not sure people realize the power of what happened here. The developer went in, using Kubernetes APIs or infrastructure they're familiar with, added a new namespace, and behind the scenes, PKS entirely took care of the networking. A combination of NSX, a combination of what we do with PKS to truly automate this function.
Absolutely. So this means that if you're on the infrastructure operations side, you don't need to worry about your developers bringing up namespaces, because NSX will take care of bringing the networking up and then bringing them back down when the namespace is not used. So great, but that's not it. Now, I was in operations before, and I know how hard it is for enterprises to roll out a new product without visibility, right? So PKS took care of those day 2 operational needs as well. So while it's running your clusters, it's also exporting metadata so that your developers and operators can use Wavefront to gain deep visibility into the health of the cluster as well as resources consumed by the cluster. So here you see the Wavefront UI, and it's showing you the number of nodes running, active pods, inactive pods, etc. You can also dive deeper into the analytics and take a look at information such as your namespace. So you see PKS Rocks there, and you see the number of active nodes running, as well as the CPU utilization and memory consumption of that namespace. So now PKS Rocks is ready to run containerized applications and microservices.
So you just gave us a very highlighted demo here to see a little bit what PKS does. Where can we learn more?
So we'd love to show you more. Please come by the VMware booth, and we have more cool functions running on PKS, and we'd love to have you come by.
Excellent. Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you.
Thank you.